Welcome back to the Sydcast. This is Sid Finkelstein. My guest today is Gillian Apps. Gillian is a two-time gold medal winner for the Canadian women's ice hockey team. Let's talk to Gillian. Welcome, Gillian Apps.
Thank you very much for having me.
So how old were you when you laced on skates for the first time?
I was probably 2, 3. We, just like every Canadian family, had a rink in our backyard, and I loved it.
So you ended up going to Dartmouth. Where did that come from?
When I went to Dartmouth, I just fell in love with the campus and the coach and the girls, and that was it. My decision was made.
Yeah. So back to the Olympics.
Yep.
So the first Olympics games you were at was in
Italy, Torino.
It was in Torino, and that was 2006.
Yes.
And do you remember skating out on the ice the first time?
I do. And I remember even before that walking into our dressing room and seeing my equipment in my stall that just set up the way it is every day, but the difference was I had the Olympic rings on my helmet, and I remember thinking, "Wow, this is pretty cool."
And so when you go to the rink and you play, I guess because Canadian fans are traveling everywhere, you've probably had a lot of people in the stands, and you were the best. Canada and U.S. are the two best teams. That was another example of Canada-U.S. in the final, wasn't it?
Canada-Sweden in the final, actually.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd situation because we were happy to win gold. Sweden was actually very happy to win silver.
Right.
And the U.S. was obviously devastated to win bronze.
Right.
Right. Because at this point right now in women's hockey, it's kind of gold or bust. That's the way people think about it.
So in Vancouver, skating on the ice for the gold medal game, and that was against the U.S. Team.
Yep.
What was going through your head?
I think in Vancouver I was a little bit older, a little bit wiser. And in the final game, there was nothing. I mean, I definitely recognized how amazing the fans were, but I think it was business as usual. There was nothing different in that game than there was in the game before, in terms of preparation, mindset, or the job that I had to do.
We're back with our last segment with Gillian Apps. Gillian, you are now at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth. You're taking an MBA degree. What ever possessed you to do such a thing?
I've been asked that a lot.
Yes.
I think when I retired from sport in 2014 after the Olympics in Russia, I knew I wanted to do other things outside of sport, and I didn't necessarily have the knowledge or the tools to get there. So my older brother had played hockey, and he went to business school when he retired, and it just was a really good transition point for him. So he was a great mentor for me.
I want to ask you about something else about your life that's interesting, which is that you got married not that long ago.
Yep.
And you got married to another ice hockey player.
Yep.
And it turns out that she played for the arch enemy, the U.S. ice hockey team. And you played against her in the Olympics even, didn't you? I
did, yeah, twice. I get asked a lot about how does that work. You play on the Canadian team, and she plays on the American team. But I think we have always been very good about keeping our professional and private life completely separate.
Yep. If you could transport yourself back to when you were 21 years old, and knowing what you know now and the life you've lived so far, what piece of advice would you give to yourself, your own 21-year-old self, kind of thinking about...
Wow. I would probably tell myself to take more business classes in undergrad. I would have really appreciated those this year. And then I probably would say be patient. I think I could have used a little bit more patience and trusted the fact that everything was going to work out.
This has been a tremendous treat for me, Gillian. Thank you so much for coming on the Sydcast.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.